Hi, Peter Boolkah here, and welcome to today's edition of the Transition Guy. Now, how would you feel if you were told that 95% of the world's population are going to need to be reskilled or retrained to be able to participate in the new economy? Now, when I first heard that, I was quite dismissive. I thought that was a huge exaggeration. Yeah, okay, 95%. That's like pushing the boat out a bit. But the last 6 months have been quite an interesting journey. With all the lockdown, with the way that we've been forced to operate and think differently, I can now understand why 95% of the population are going to have to be drastically reskilled and retrained. And the reason is the way that we're working has changed. Now, a lot of people were waiting for the world to bounce back to the way it was before. And although I made some progress, I pivoted to online. I don't like using that word pivoted, because I've been using online video conferencing for a very long time. I've been using it for 8 years. But I had a lot of clients that didn't want to use video. They liked face-to-face, which is fair enough, because that's what they were used to. All of a sudden, when face-to-face isn't an option, people quickly moved over to video. But it wasn't just that. The way that we used to work, I used to fly around the world and do face-to-face strategic team planning days with companies. And it was work I really enjoyed. I loved being around the people. I loved the energy of the room. When lockdowns first happened, we kind of tried to do it online. I don't think the technology was quite there yet, or people didn't necessarily have the right facilities at home, which made the whole situation clumsy and quite awkward because not everyone got the experience. You forward 6 months later and the world's a very different place. The amount of innovation has gone into video conferencing software, whether it's Zoom, LiveSize, Microsoft Teams, as well as collaboration tools available online. It's like a whole new industry has started to spawn. And with that whole new industry, it means that you've totally had to learn. I look at myself where I was sort of saying, okay, I'll do the team days when we'll go back to normal. The reality is I don't think normal is going to be rushing back anytime soon. And at the end of the day, companies still need to do strategic planning. They still need to be operating and growing their business, because if they're not, they're going to succumb to whatever events sort of take hold, and they won't be in control of their destiny. The destiny will be in control of them. So we will have to learn, and I've had to learn. I've had to learn how to use the video conferencing changes that are constantly coming out. Every single update in Zoom or LiveSize or Teams brings new functionality, brings new features. These all have to be learned. Whether it's your whole sort of collaboration set of tools, they're constantly being modified. New ones are coming on the market. Long gone are the days where you could have said, okay, I'm going to commit to this piece of software, and that's going to be my go-to software for 2 or 3 years. The innovation space is huge, and there's always something better, brighter coming out. That actually is making our life a lot easier. The challenge is, though, is that we have to find the time to do the learning. And I have noticed that with a full working week, the only time I've got to learn is my own personal time. That's where the sacrifices had to come in for me. Instead of doing the things that I enjoy doing, that I want to do, I've had to dedicate, and it's about 9 hours a week, to just learning all the time. And it's learning, relearning, being up to speed, being up to date, and it has been tough. But the reality is, if any of us think that we're just going to be bouncing back to the way we were, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The habits have changed. People have got used to remote working. They've got used to a different way of being. And even if the virus does disappear, let's say next year, and the option to go back to the office is there, I don't think people are necessarily going to be saying, okay, well, pick me. I can't wait to get back. I do think there's going to be blended learning, like I've said before. There's going to be blended working. And it's going to be a combination of old working styles and new working styles. And the reality is we've got to get learning. Now, it's been a big journey for me. What kind of journey has it been for you? I'd love to know how you've had to relearn and reskill to take advantage of the opportunities we face in this new marketplace. So please share in the comments below what changes you've had to make. If you found today's episode to be particularly useful, please like it, share it with others. If you need more information around how do you change, how do you learn, where's the best places to go to learn, well, head over to boolkah.com and get in touch. And remember, failing to learn is learning to fail. Please stay safe.